Hey guys and girls, this is part 2 of episode 5 of the Landcruiser project build, and this will conclude the major service. After checking the brake and clutch fluid reservoirs, I topped up the brakes with this .3 brake fluid, making sure not to exceed the maximum fill line. Next I unbolted the primary fuel filter, removed the fuel pickup and injector lines, then disconnected the fuel filter warning cable. This Landcruiser is missing its secondary fuel filter and housing, but I'll be replacing the primary and the process is similar. I start by using a bench vise to remove the fuel filter warning switch. Take care as the plastic can be brittle and break easily. The filter will be full of fuel and require draining. I use the bench vise to secure the housing, then with this oil filter wrench, I remove the fuel filter, and this may require a significant amount of force. Next, remove the old O-ring and check that the safety switch float is functional and clean if necessary. When you install the new O-ring, make sure you lubricate it with fuel to give it the best seal. Then, screw the warning switch into the bottom of the fuel filter and tighten firmly by hand. To reduce the amount of priming required, I fill the filter with fuel, I lubricate the gasket, and then I screw it back onto the housing and tighten firmly. With the bolts tight, I reinstall the fuel pickup and injector lines, then reconnect the filter warning switch cable. Priming the new filter is done with the primer button on top of the housing. Push it repeatedly until the resistance builds up, and if the vehicle has been sitting a long time or has new fuel lines, they may need to be bled as well. The power steering uses this Dextron 2 fluid. I check the level using the cap dipstick and it's topped up, so I move on. Next I add this diesel injector cleaner to the fuel tank. This will help flush out the fuel system, and the ratio is 1 milliliter to 1 liter of fuel. I have already changed the gear oil in the transfer box as well as the front and rear diff, so now I'm going to drain the gearbox. It's good practice to loosen the filler plug, then remove the drain plug in that order, because if the oil is drained and the filler plug is seized, then you won't be able to replace the gear oil. This was a good time to check my power steering and alternator accessory belts. They are in reasonable condition with enough slack. If there's enough interest, I'll make a video on how to replace and tension them, as well as how to inspect the timing belt. I'm using this 80 W90 gear oil along with the hand pump to fill up this manual gearbox. Its capacity is roughly 5 litres and the capacity of the entire driveline is roughly 12. Before oil is added, it is crucial that you refit the gearbox drain plug or bung, tighten firmly but do not over tighten. The gearbox is full when oil comes out of the fill or inspection hole, and you can always use your finger to check the level of gear oil. Fit the plug, tighten firmly, and you are done. That's a wrap for episode 5. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I hope these videos give you the knowledge and confidence to service your vehicle. Like, subscribe. I'll catch you later.